Om Dakshinasya Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryanta Smarya Guru Parampara Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaran Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। परिज्ञानाश्रम श्रीगुरुशङ्कर परिज्ञानाश्रम शङ्कर सद्गुरु केशववामन कृष्ण पाण्डुरङ्ग आनन्द परिज्ञान गुरु सद्यो जात शङ्कर सद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। वेदान्तडिण्डिमास्तत्त्वम् एकम् उद्घोषयन्ति यत् आस्तां पुरस्तात् तत्तेजः दक्षिणामूर्तिसन्निधम्। Now, we just completed the 26th verse in the last session, and we saw that in the 26th verse we found that how karma and upasana help an ajnani, that is what is told here. Now, a person who's a mumukshu, but who doesn't have sufficient preparation of the mind, there is no sufficient jnana yogyata prapti. In such a person, how do karma and upasana help? Because in the previous verse, in the 25th verse, we saw na richa, na yajuhu, na richa, na yajusha arthosti, na samnadhyosti kaschana. The author said that no amount of karma, however exalted it may be, makes any difference to a person in whom this aham brahmasmi jnanam has already taken place. So a person who's abiding in his Atma Swarupam does not need any kind of a karma or upasana, because karma and upasana are not going to help him anymore. Therefore, a doubt may come. Does it mean that the karma means we are doing a nitya karma, naimitika karma, all the Veda vihita karmas that we are doing? Does it mean that all these karmas have no value at all? Does it mean all our worship, all our upasanas have no meaning at all? Is this what is meant by Vedanta? No, Vedanta doesn't say that. It says continue what you are doing. If you are doing karma and upasana, continue to do that. Of course, as a jnani, after you have achieved that attainment of jnanam in which you are abiding in your own Atma Swarupa, karma and upasana have no role. But doesn't mean that a jnani does not, a jnani may still perform some karmas because he is used to them. A jnani may still do the puja because it gives him a great happiness and pleasure doing that. So, what is said here is that karma and upasana have a certain role in an ajnani only. A jnani does not have any kind of a benefit out of karma and upasana. So, what kind of a role do karma and upasana play? That's what we saw in the 26th verse in the last session, where he said that karmani chitta shuddhyartham. Chitta shuddhyartham karmani. What kind of karma? Karmani means what? Karmas done with the attitude of karma yoga. Karma yoga bhavanaya. Whatever karma is done, okay, as a karma yoga, what happens? Chitta shuddhyartam. There is chitta shuddhi with karmas done with an attitude of karma yoga. Now, karmas or even Veda Vihita karmas can be done in many ways. I want some material benefits out of something, therefore I can do the karma. I can do a sakama karma for getting vittaishana, putraishana, lokaishana satisfaction. Then in that case, they will not give me chitta shuddhi. Any karma that is done with a desire to attain any kind of material or worldly benefits will not give me any kind of chitta shuddhi. Then what kind of karma gives me chitta shuddhi? The same karma, the nitya karmas, the naimittika karmas that I do every day, but I do the same karmas nishkamataya. I do them nishkamataya. Nishkamataya means no kama in it, no desire, material desires, nothing to attain out of it, no lokas to be attained. I'm not interested in achieving any higher lokas, going to the higher lokas after the death of, after the falling of this body. No desire to have better situations in life, nothing like that. But then, if I do the very same karmas with the attitude of karma yoga, what is the karma yoga attitude? That is Ishvara Arpana Buddhya karma. Karma that is done, whatever I do, Hey Bhagwan, Hey Ishvara, this is yours. Whatever karma phala you are going to give me, it's yours. Whatever karma I am doing is a part of the prarabdha of this body, and this body, I, this ahankara right now, I am doing this karma, but I offer it to you as my offering. Ishvara Arpana Buddhya, with that buddhi, karma. Karma is done, karma kartavyam. Then, whatever phalam comes, hey Ishvara, it's your prasad. I don't judge the karma phala. I don't say this should have happened, this should not have happened, why this much happened, why only this much I should have got more. I don't judge that way. Whatever comes to me is considered as Ishvara Prasada. So, Karmani Chitta Shuddhyartha means any karma that is done with the attitude of Karma Yoga, offering the karma entirely to Ishvara. Ishvara means to Bhagwan, to Vaishta Devata, accepting whatever comes as karma phala, as Bhagwan's prasad, as prasada buddhya karma phala svikriti. That is what is called as karma yoga. And when any karma is done with this attitude of karma yoga over a period of time, it gives me chitta shuddhi. How? All the ragadveshas, all the shoulds and should nots, all the ahankara that I am the karta of this karma, so I should get this result. All this kind of ragadveshas, these kind of malas, the emotional malas that are there, malas mean impurities, they go away. And when I follow the 21 values that Lord Krishna talked about in the 13th chapter, Amanitvadi, even that is something which I'm following, which I'm doing. With that, there is a maturity of this mind to accept whatever comes. The maturity of the mind, the preparation of the mind where the chitta shuddhi has occurred is meant for what? It is meant for jnana yogyata prapti. So there is this jnana yogyata prapti. Then he says, aikagryartham upasana. Chitta ekagrata is necessary for this knowledge. Chitta ekagrata means just preparation of the mind is not enough. The mind should be capable of one pointed focus, one pointed concentration. Because studying Vedanta or listening to the Guru, Vedanta Vakyas from the mouth of the Guru, it is not that easy. I will not be able to sit even for a few minutes and listen if I am not prepared for this. So, by Chitta Shuddhi, I might have removed all the malas, like ragadveshas. But what happens is, there should be chitta ekagrata also, the capacity to focus, to concentrate on whatever is being said during Shravanam. It is very necessary. Without that ekagrata, without that concentration, it is not possible for me to absorb whatever is being told, because my mind will be rushing here and there. It will be going here and there, traveling here and there, not in one place. The sense organs are not in their place. They are going here and there. The mind is being drawn here and there. Then how can I listen? How can I listen to the words of Shastra with this? And if the words of Shastra have to make any difference in my mind, in me, there should be the capacity to concentrate, to focus. So chitta ekagrita should be there, and that is got by upasana. Upasana means worship of my Ishtadevata, and later seeing the whole world as Ishvara's manifestation. When I expand my mind sufficiently to see the whole universe as nothing but Ishvara, when I see Vishwarupa Darshanam, so from Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti, when I go to Vishwarupa Ishvara Bhakti, when I'm able to see everything here around me as the manifestation of Ishvara, then my mind is sufficiently prepared to listen to Vedantic Vakyas, Vedanta Vakyas, and understanding them. So, Upasana is for what? Chitta Ekagrata. And he says, Mokshartham Brahma Vijnanam. In a prepared mind, in a prepared intellect, in an intellect which is prepared for concentrating and focusing and understanding what is being told, in such a mind, only Brahma Vijnanam can give moksha. Without Brahma Vijnanam, Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Naichalyam alone are not going to give me any Jnanam. It is halfway, midway, like preparing oneself to run for the marathon. But ultimately, I don't run at all when the marathon comes. Then what's the point? So here, Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata by uh, karma and upasana, and for Brahma Vijnanam, for this Brahma Jnanam, I need Jnana Yoga, which is nothing but Shravanam, Mananam, and niddhidhyasana. Now let's go to the 27th verse. Here, karma was talked about in the previous verse, but here now, the Acharya wants to talk about how karma binds an ajnani and how karma and upasana don't bind a jnani. An ajnani is bound by karma. Why? Because an ajnani always has that kartritvam in him. An ajnani means what? The one who does not know aham brahma asmi iti. An ajnani is the one who does not know his real nature. An ajnani is the one who mistakes himself or herself for the body mind sense complex. An ajnani is the one who always thinks that he is the doer, he is the enjoyer. Now, an ajnani, when he does any karma, he does it with the sense of aham karta, therefore I should be the bhokta also. When he does any upasana, he always thinks or has this opinion, aham upasakaha, I am an upasaka, and therefore I should get higher worlds. I should go here, I should go there. So the ahankara is prominent, where the ahankara thinks that it is the karta, it is the bhokta in an ajnani. And therefore, karma and upasana only bind such a person. An ajnani is bound by karma, is bound by upasana. Whereas in the next verse, in the 27th verse, he says, the author says that there is no question of karma and upasana binding a jnani, because all the karmas and everything that is standing in the account of a jnani are completely destroyed. Why they are destroyed? They are destroyed because there is no kartrutvam at all. Okay, so he says here, Sanchita gami karmani dahyante jnanavahnina prarabdhanyapyanubhavat iti vedantadindimah. So we already know that there are three types of karma phalas. We call them karma or karma phala. Sanchita karma phalas, sanchita karma or sanchita karma phala. That karma phala which we have accumulated over a period of many, many, many lives. We have done karma and karma and karma and upasana, all these hundreds of lives that we have had. And what has happened? We have accumulated a lot of karma phala. And in one or two lives, it is not possible for us to go through or enjoy the karma phalas. Whether it's papa karma phala or punya karma phala, it is not possible for us to enjoy in one life. So what happens? All these karma phalas accumulate and accumulate and accumulate in my account. Whose account? The karta's account, the ahankara's account. The ahankara, I, the ahankara now, who doesn't know aham brahmasmi, the one who still thinks aham karta, aham bhokta, ahankara, mamakara, very strong in an ajnani. In such a person, what happens? There are sanchita karmas accumulating and accumulating and accumulating, and such a person keeps coming back again and again and again, into different types of cycles of birth and death. Different bodies are taken up by that jiva who travels after one body is gone. So many karma phalas are there still standing in its account. So this ahankara has to take birth in another body as another jiva, depending upon which particular set of karmas is ready to fructify in this particular life. Depending upon that, the ajnani jiva, the ahankara, takes birth again and again. And you think in this life we are going to keep quiet, only working out our karma phala, not doing anything? No. We are doing karmas again and again and again. We are doing lot of karmas. And those karmas, what is happening? They are accumulating karma phala again and again and again. So this cycle goes on and on. And when I do the karma here, now, whatever I am doing now, that also accumulates karma phala. But that karma phala may not be worked out in this lifetime. And that karma phala again goes and joins the sanchita karma phala. So these karmas which I am doing now in this life, which also accumulate karma phala, are called as agami karmas. And what is prarabdha karma? The set of sanchita karmas which were ready to be worked out, to be fructified. With that set of karmas, karma phalas, this body is born. That is called as prarabdha karma phala or prarabdha karma. Now, what the author says is, sanchita agami karmani dahyante jnanavahnina. Jnanavahnina sanchita agami karmani dahyante. With the fire of this knowledge, jnanagni dagdha karmani, Bhagavan Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute. Didn't Krishna say that in the 4th chapter? So that's what it is. This jnanam, what jnanam? Aham brahmasmi iti aparoksha jnanam. Not simply knowing it in the form of words, no, but that this knowledge, when I abide in this Atma Swarupa, aham brahmasmi iti knowledge, what does it do? All the sanchita karma phalas are burnt away. Why are they burnt away? There is no karta left here, no bhokta left here. the account in whose name all the Sanchita karmas were there, karma phalas were there, all the agami karmas that are going to stand in his account later are not going to be there. Because this jnani is not a karta anymore. He knows it very well. See, we are also not kartas, but we don't know that. Neither of us is a karta or bhokta. But unfortunately, because of our ajnanam, we do not know that aham akarta asmi, aham abhokta asmi. I don't have that knowledge. That is the reason I am afflicted by the sanchita karma phalas, agami karma phalas. But when the jnani who is abiding in his Atma Swarupa very clearly understands that he is not the doer, when the doership is completely gone, when the ahankara doer is sublated by this knowledge, there is nobody who is carrying the sanchita karma phalas. There is nobody who will be carrying the agami karma phalas. Then does a jnani not do karma at all in this life? He does. How does he do it? Without the kartritva bhava. The karmas are done, but without feeling, without thinking, without having the ahankara that I am the doer. I am going to be the bhokta. No, that is not there. So, what is said is this jnani who has completely given up his kartritvam by understanding that aham akarta atma asmi iti jnanena, what happens? Dahyante sanchita agami and sanchita karmani. Sanchita agami karmani dahyante. With this knowledge, one knowledge is enough. Just abiding in this knowledge that I am not the karta, I am not the bhokta. This knowledge is sufficient to completely negate the kartritvam and bhoktritvam. Okay? Jnanena, what happens? Kartritvam, bhoktritvam are negated totally. I am still there. A vestigial ahankara is still there, which does the work in a jnani. But that ahankara no longer is capable of bringing any kind of a phalam. Why? Because the ahankara is not accruing any karma phalas. So he says, sanchita agami karmani jnana vahnina eva dahyante. They are fully gone. Okay? So then what happens? Prarabdhani api anubhavaditi Vedantadindimah. Prarabdha karma or karma phalas, those which have started along with this body, the body continues to exist and work out the prarabdha karmas. Otherwise, what would have happened? As soon as a jnani gets the jnanam, if he falls dead, there'll be no jnanis in this world, there'll be no sadhyo mukti or jivan mukti in this world, and there would be no teacher to teach us. So a jnani, as soon as his jnanam is, he abides in this jnanam, he does not die. His body still continues. What makes the body continue? Whatever prarabdha karma phalas with which this body started. This body started with certain prarabdha karmas. The body works out the prarabdha karmas. Now, the doubt will be, does a jnani have prarabdha karma? Or a jnani does not have prarabdha karma? Some Vedantic texts like Tattva Bodha will say, no, a jnani does not have sanchita, agami or prarabdha karma. It's not so. What happens is here, a jnani never thinks that it is his prarabdha. When the body is undergoing or working out the prarabdha karma phalas, a jnani does not think that this is my prarabdha, I am going through it. He does not have any such ideas because the I-ness in the ahankara I is not there in him anymore. So I am going through this. I am going through this body, mind, this prarabdha karma. No. A jnani never thinks that he or she is going through the prarabdha karma. He or she just takes it as, yes, this body came into existence with a few karmas which the body has to work out. There is no other way. But they are not my karmas. They are not my karma phalas. I am not working them out. This body mind sense complex, which is the anatma, that is going to work out that. So prarabdha api anubhavat dahyante. Prarabdha karmani api anubhavat dahyante. That means what? With anubhava, working out. Even a jnani has to work out the prarabdha with which his body came. We cannot say he is working out his prarabdha. No. His body, mind, sense complex is working out the prarabdha with which this body was born. So, if you say both of them are correct, a jnani does not have prarabdha karma also is correct, but the jnani has prarabdha karma which he works out is also correct. When you say jnani does not have prarabdha karma, it means the jnani no longer takes the karma of the body, mind, sense complex as his karma. So for a jnani, all the prarabdha karma is as though lost. Whereas for the people who think that he has prarabdha karma, it is the body mind which is working out the prarabdha karma. Anubhavadyeva. Prarabdha karma can be exhausted only by anubhava, nothing else. Anubhavadeva dahyante prarabdha karmani. All the prarabdha karma phalas are gone only by anubhava. The body goes through, but the jnani does not take it as his prarabdha or his experience. No. Therefore, what is the effect of the previous verse we saw? How karma and upasana help a person in jnana yoga to make the mind capable of understanding this knowledge. In this verse we saw, in the 27th verse we saw, how neither the sanchita karmas, nor the prarabdha karmas, nor the agami karmas affect the jnani in any way. Then the extension of the same thing again here is given in the next verse. Na punya karmano vriddhihi nahanih papa karmanaha nityasanyatmanishtanam iti vedantadindimah. So, we have one very, very beautiful mantra in Mundakopanishad, which you remember. I'm sure you remember. Kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Bhidyate hridaya grantihi chidyante sarva samshayaha. Kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. In a person who has seen the reality of himself as nothing but Paramatma, this Atma is none other than Paramatma iti, in whom this has been clearly understood. Okay? Bhidyate hridaya grantihi. That granthi, that knot in the heart, which is made up of what? Avidya, jnana, avidya and kama and karma. Avidya, kama, karma rupi, three-stranded knot. We have done this in detail in Mundakopanishad. It just breaks away. That is a very, very well-known and a beautiful mantra in Mundakopanishad. Then I gave you the references of chapter 4 Bhagavad Gita, where very clearly Bhagwan Krishna says that it just all the sanchita karmas are literally burnt away. Burnt away. There's nothing left to fructify. There is nothing left for another body to start. And here he says, na punya karmana. Here we have to actually, Na punya karmano vriddhihi, it's said here, but if we take it as na punya karmana vriddhihi, na hanihi papa karmana, that gives more sense, So here, it doesn't matter. I mean, this author has taken it like that, but here, na punya karmana vriddhihi. By punya karmas, there is no vriddhi, nothing to gain. What do we feel normally as ajnanis? If I do punya phala, I get something, I have a vriddhi, I have improvement, I improve my life, I improve my, whatever, my next life, I improve my this life situations. This is what we feel, isn't it? And we say, if I have done punya, it will help me in improving my life. And if I have done any papa karmas, it is only going to make me, my life more miserable or hanihi or loss. So many times we say, when we gain something, we say, oh, my punya karma, that's why I gained it. And when there is a loss or something, we say, what to do? It's my papa karma, I lost. But then it is not really so, because Atma is asanga. Atma is asanga. Atma does not have any sangha. Atma does not have any lepa with punya or papa. That's why Nachiketa asked this question to Bhagwan Yama, who is the Acharya. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat. What is it that is not afflicted by papa and punya? And Vedanta says, it is the Atma which is asangaha. I am asangaha. This Atma is what? Asanga. Asanga means what? There is no sangha, there is no attachment, there is no question of, being involved with anything. That's why there is a niddhidhyasana mantra. Asangoham, asangoham. Punah punaha sachidananda rupoham. It says there's a niddhyasana mantra like that. Asangoham. I'm asanga Atma. Asanga means I'm absolutely unpolluted, uncorrupted, unattached to anything. Whatever karma this body does, whatever papa punya that is accumulated is for the ahankara, not for me. This is the jnani's very, very clear understanding. Whatever papa punya karmas are accrued, if I am the doer, if ahankara is the doer, no doubt they will afflict me, the ahankara. But a jnani is very clear that I am not the ahankara karta bhokta. Who am I? I am this Sakshi Chaitanya Atma. I have no attachment to any karma or karma phala. No papa, no punya can afflict me in any way. So he says that na punya karmana vriddhihi. The Atma is not improved by punya karma. Like we think, our ahankara, our situations, our, whatever we are getting, everything will improve. You do punya karma, your life will improve. This is an ajnani. This is for an ajnani. But here he says, na punya karmana vriddhihi. Atma is not something which improves by punya karma. Na hanihi papa karmana. By papa karma also, there is no question of hani. Now you may ask me, does a jnani really do papa karma? No. By the time a jnani has come to this jnanam, he is the one who has followed dharma to the highest extent. And he is the one who has got chitta shuddhi, chitta naishchalyam, where any kind of a papa karma is not possible from him. So there's no question of a jnani doing papa karma. There's no question of a jnani doing punya karma also. He will not do something because, oh, this will improve my life. Maybe for the rest of the time I'm here on this earthly field, I will have a better life. No. So punya karmas are not going to really, improve the Atma, nor the papa karmas in the eyes of others probably. A jnani never does any papa karmas. But from the eyes of the society, certain karmas that are done by a jnani may be considered as, oh God, why did he do that? He should not have done it. They would have, from the point of view of ajnanis, many of us may feel that a jnani has not done the correct thing, but it's not a papa karma. Even though in our eyes, what a jnani has done seems to be a papa karma, it does not affect him in any way. Why? Atma is nishkalam, nishkriyam, shantam, isn't it? Nishkriya Atma, akarta Atma. Then nishkalam, there are no divisions here, not afflicted by anything. The one which is not afflicted by anything at all. Therefore, this Atma, who is Nishkala, Nishkriya, Shanta Atma, Akarta Atma, Abhokta Atma, is not in any way afflicted or affected by either Punya or Papa. So, Punya Karmana na vriddhihi, Papa Karmana na hanihi. It's only this body, mind, sense complex with ahankara. It's only for the ahankara that the punya karmas bring about good result, bad karmas, papa karmas bring about bad results. He gets bound by both of them. Okay. So this Atma, which is Nitya Asangatma Nishthanam iti Vedantadindimah. Second line. Nitya Asanga Atma Nishthanam. Those who are abiding in their Atma Swarupam, which is Nitya and also Asanga. Nitya Asanga Nishthanam. Who is a Jnani? He is a Nitya and Asanga Nishtha. He is a Nitya Asanga Nishtha. The one who is abiding in his Nishkriya, Nishkala, Shanta, Nitya, Asanga, Atma. So, Nitya, Asanga, Atmanishtanam. For a Jnani, there's no question of improvement with Punya Phalas or regression because of Papa Karma Phalas. There's no improvement, there is no question of downhill, nothing. Because all the Punya and Papas work at the level of Ahankara and body mind. They have nothing to do with the Atma. When I identify myself as an Ahankara with this body mind sense complex, then Punya and Papa will definitely afflict me. But when I, as a Jnani, have clearly understood that I am the Nishkriya, Nishkala, Asanga, Nitya Atma, I have nothing which affects me, afflicts me, then any karma that the body mind sense complex does may be interpreted by the society as punya karma, as papa karma. Nothing afflicts me. I am not afflicted. That is why Bhagavan Krishna said, in all the three worlds, I have got so much work to do. But still, none of them afflict me. Whatever I do in all the three worlds, nothing affects me. Okay. Then we'll go to the next verse. So we have we did the 28th verse. Now we'll go to the 29th verse next. Buddhi purva kritanam papa karmanam prayaschittam aho jnanam iti vedantadindimah. Buddhi purva abuddhi purvaka purva kritanam. Now we say buddhi pura abuddhi purva kritam, all our karmas. Intentionally we have done a karma, a particular thing, to attain a good result or a bad result. That is what is called as buddhi purva, buddhi purvaka. That means premeditated. I want to do this because I want to get this. Okay? So many times we may do punya karmas and papa karmas premeditated. Most of it papa karmas. Many times papa karmas are premeditated and we say that I'm going to do it because by doing this I'm going to get something. In some way we want to harm or bring down another person. Of course, punya karmas also as ahankara, we want to do it because we want to get some good results out of it. So, buddhi purva abuddhi purvaka kritanam. But in a jnani, there's no question of buddhi purvaka papa at all. He will never do it. Abuddhi purvaka papa, see, it can happen by any of us. We are walking on the road. We don't see some small insects there below our legs. Okay, we stamp upon them, we kill them, we kill mosquitoes, sometimes buddhi purvaka, sometimes abuddhi purvaka. So what happens is many of these papa, so-called papa karmas may happen unintentionally, intentionally or unintentionally. Most of us are not doing any papa intentionally, but punya karmas will do intentionally so that we want to get good results out of them. But here he says, buddhi purva, abuddhi purvaka kritanam papa karmanam. Papa karmas. That means something which is harming something else, harming somebody else. Buddhi purvakam va, abuddhi purvakam va. A jnani, I told you, will never intentionally harm anybody. Never, never. But abuddhi purvaka, sometimes it may appear to us that a certain action of the jnani is not correct. Because it has hurt somebody, it has caused some kind of a problem to somebody, we may feel like that. But what is said here, buddhi purvakam va, abuddhi purvakam va, unintentional and intentional, premeditated and spontaneous actions, which can sometimes cause problems to the others. Sometimes cause problems. What is the ultimate prayashchittam for that? What do we do when somebody tells us, or when an astrologer tells us that all this is because of your papa karmas which you have done in your previous lives? So you have to do prayashchitta karma. So many times we do all kinds of prayashchitta karmas for what we have done. I don't know when, we don't know when, what we have done. But now we know that we are suffering the consequence of some premeditated action, probably in some life, and we are doing prayashchitta. But here the author says, prayashchittam aho jnanam. For a jnani, the one who has understood that I'm not the ahankara, I'm not the karta, I'm not the bhokta. For such a jnani, he says, even unpremeditated or spontaneous actions, which can sometimes lead to difficulty for other people. It's not that he has, it happens. It's just happens sometimes. Like some innocent, probably some small animal or something comes below his feet and his or her feet, and that, it struggles, suffers, and it's possible. It may happen. So, buddhi purvakam va, abuddhi purvakam va. Intentionally, not intentionally here, but abuddhi purvakam, that which is done unintentionally. The best prayashchitta is jnanam. Prayashchittam aho jnanam. What a surprise! For all our, papa karmas that we have done for millions of lives, we don't have to do prayashchitta individually for each of them. One prayashchitta, jnanam is enough. Jnanam, prayashchittam aho jnanam. Jnanam is the only prayashchittam. Aho jnanam iti Vedantadindimah. So, jnanam is the only prayashchittam. There is nothing else. Jnanam means what? Brahma jnanam. What jnanam? Aham brahmasmi. Aham akarta asmi. Aham abhokta asmi. This knowledge, if it can burn away all my sanchita karmas and agami karmas, even unintentionally done papa karmas are also burnt away, because there is no kartritvam here. There is no kartritvam here. So even for us it stands, our buddhi purvakam va, abuddhi purvakam va, whatever harm we have done to anybody, it is this jnanam is enough to remove, get rid of all of them. So jnanam is the best prayaschitta. How many prayashchittas can we do? Supposing somebody tells us, this is because of something which you should do prayaschitta for that. Another something, do prayaschitta. How many prayaschitta karmas can we keep on doing in our lives? It's not possible. There are hundreds and thousands of papa karmas still waiting in our, in our account, isn't it? So ultimately, the only remedy where all our punya karmas, all our papa karmas are completely nullified because of the nullification of kartritvam is Atma Jnanam. So he says, Prayaschittam aho jnanam iti Vedantadindimah. Prayaschitta is the only jnanam. That's what Vedanta proclaims. All the Upanishads say that only. Now, in the next few verses, the author wants to say that this Brahman which we are talking about, this Atma Brahman, is Advitiyam. Advitiyam means there is no second thing to that. There is nothing other than Brahman. There is only one consciousness, one existence. Behind the Vyashti, behind the Samashti. And the Atma, Brahman being all pervasive, it is there in every body, mind, sense complex. It is there behind every name and form. So the very content of this universe, including me, the individual, is nothing but this Atma Brahman. There is no second thing. There is only one thing. The consciousness Brahman is only one. So this one ekameva advitiya Atma Brahma, that is what in the next 1 or 2 verses the author wants to say here. And again, he divides this entire universe into two. Drik and Drishyam. Drik means the observer. The observer is the consciousness. A conscious being, the consciousness. Drishyam means the names and forms in this entire Jagat which are observed by the Drik. Okay, so he says here, Drik Drishyau Dau Padarthau Tau Paraspara Vilakshanau Drik Brahma Drishyam Maya Drik Brahma Drishyam Maya Syad Iti Vedantadindimah. So another very important proclamation of Vedanta, not just a proclamation, the reality, the truth. Drik Drishyau Dvau Padarthau Tau. The whole universe can be divided into two. The awareing, the knowing consciousness. We have already seen that. Jnanam and Neyam. Do you remember? In the first 9 verses, Jnanam and Neyam Dau Padarthau Tau. Jnanam Brahma Gneyam is nothing but this prapancha. That's what it was told. Here also again he says, Drik Drishyau Padarthau Dvau. The whole universe can be divided into an awareing, knowing consciousness, Drik, the seer, the knower consciousness, Drik, Drishyam. Drishyam is that name and form universe which it's not conscious in the sense it is inert. The inert world of names and forms is called Drishyam, whereas I, the conscious knower, who is here behind this body, it's the same. The same consciousness is behind the universe also, but the consciousness existence is what really clearly shows. The consciousness needs a medium to show itself. It needs a Sukshma Shariram to show itself. Therefore, in a Jiva, in a living Jiva, consciousness is reflected in the Buddhi, in the Sukshma Sharira. Whereas in the inert world outside, I can see only the existence, because consciousness does not reveal itself, but it is there. It is not able to reveal itself because there is no Sukshma Sharira there. This also we have already seen. So here he says, Drik Drishyau Dvau Padarthau Tau. There are only two Padarthas, Drik and Drishyam. Paraspara Vilakshanau, mutually exclusive and mutually opposite to each other. The Drik can never be Drishyam. The Drishyam can never be Drik. Ultimately, the knowing consciousness is not an object of perception. The names and forms in the universe are objects of perception, perceived by this knower consciousness. Drik Brahma Drishyam Maya Syat. What is this Drik? This Drik is the Atma Brahman, the consciousness behind the knower, the consciousness which makes the knower a knower. That consciousness behind the working of all the sense organs, Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manaso Manoyata, Vachoha Vacham, Sau Pranasya Pranaha, all these, what does it mean? That consciousness, because of which an individual jiva becomes a knower, seer, hearer, smeller, taster, feeler, all these things. That is only one consciousness. Okay. Whereas Drishyam is the whole universe. The whole universe which Nama Rupatmakam Jagat. That Jagat which is Nama Rupatmakam, which is merely a manifestation of various names and forms in this existence called Brahman. And what is it that really brings about these various names and forms? He says, Brahma, Drik Brahma, Drishyam Maya. Drishyam is Maya. What is Drishyam? Names and forms. We have already seen what Maya is earlier in all our other studies. Maya has got two important Shaktis. Avarana Shakti, which covers my real nature in me and makes me an Ajnani. Vikshepa Shakti, because of which I see a projected world outside, including my body, mind, sense complex. Aham Atma Asmi, Aham Akarta Atma Asmi iti. That truth is veiled by this Maya, which is called as Avarana Shakti. And because of this veiling, there is a Vikshepa Shakti in which I think or I consider a projected universe as the real. So, the whole universe, which is a projection of Ishvara. Ishvara does not have Avarana Shakti. If Ishvara has Avarana Shakti of Maya, if Avarana Shakti of Maya veils Ishvara also, then he will not be a Ishvara. It will not be Ishvara. It will be again a Jiva. So this Maya, who has Avarana Shakti, the capacity to cloud or shadow or veil, that is not there in Ishvara. In a Jiva, it's there. Both the Shaktis are working. Whereas in Ishvara, Maya does not have its Avarana Shakti, but Maya has the Vikshepa Shakti. And taking Ishvara's help, Maya projects a whole universe of names and forms. What is the meaning of Maya? That which appears to be, but which is really not. That which is not, but appears to be real. Like our dream. It is not, but it appears real when it is there. Similarly, the whole universe of names and forms is the Vikshepa Shakti of Maya, taking support from Ishvara, this whole Anatma world is created. It is Vikshepa. It's a projection. Therefore, it is said that the names and forms of this universe, there's nothing in them. The stuff behind the names and forms is this Atma Brahman. In me, the Jiva, there is an avaranam or veiling of my reality, and then there is a projection outside. Whereas in the whole universe, Maya Shakti takes the help of Ishvara, borrows, and projects a world of names and forms. And the whole prapancha, Maya projected prapancha, becomes the drishyam. Okay, drishyam means what? That which does not have any kind of a, there is no question of life in it. It's just names and forms, that's all. So when I see this whole world with so many names and forms, it is just a projection. So when I get out of this veiling of Maya by this knowledge, I start seeing that the whole universe, including this body, mind, sense complex, is nothing but Vikshepa, or the projection of Maya. And therefore, I don't give any importance to the Vikshepa. I don't give any importance to the projected world of names and forms. In the form of what? I don't consider them as real. That's all. I still do Vyavahara with the Anatma Jagat. I have to do. Even as a Jnani, if I am a Jnani, I have to still use this body, mind, sense complex Anatma to interact with the Anatma Jagat outside. There is no other go. But all the time knowing that Indriyani Indriyartheshu Vartante, Gunaha Guneshu Vartante. The Anatma body, mind, sense complex is interacting with the Anatma names and forms. I have nothing to do with it. I, the Atma, is free from all those interactions of the Anatma body, mind, sense complex. So this is what is said here is there is only one consciousness, which is called as Drak. That is me, the Atma. That is me, the Brahman. And what is it that I see? Drishyam, this whole universe, multiple millions of names and forms. It's nothing but Maya. See, when I go to sleep, when I'm in deep sleep, do I see this Jagat? Multiple names and forms? No. Where has the Jagat gone? If the Jagat was real, if the names and forms of the Jagat were a reality, they should have existed even in my deep sleep, isn't it? I'm in deep sleep. Where is the Jagat for me? Where is my body, mind, sense complex for me? Nothing is there. It is just lost. It is just not there at all. Therefore, whatever I see in the world outside as names and forms, including human beings, the bodies of the human beings, the minds of the human, is nothing but the Vikshepa Shakti of Maya. Therefore, he says, Drik Brahma Drishyam Maya Syat. This is nothing but Maya. Iti Vedantadindimah. So we'll take up the next verse, the next session. Nandantu sadhaka sarve vinashyantu vidushakaha avastha shambhavi mestu prasannostu gurus sada sarve bhavantu sukhinaha sarve santu niramayaha sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukham apnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat.